Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing iRacing GTE League, Season 8, round number 12, the grand finale here at Silverstone. My name is King-Kodiak and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box again, I'm very happy to say, is the one and only King-Domino.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, very glad to have you back with me, good sir. Right, let's see who is representing our AM class this very eve. Right. Car number 317, the privateer Ford of Matteo Sada Christensen. 382, the Slotherines Ferrari of Stefan Kamke. 375 is the privateer BMW of Jamie Smith. 333, the Hyperion Racing 88 Porsche of Daniel Lindholt. 342 is the Dentsu Sim Racing Porsche of Jürgen Kleiber. 369 is the privateer Porsche of Merlin Cooper. 393, he's been with us for all season long, is the grinning Porsche of Chris Yardley. That's a very short representation for the AMs this evening. I believe it's 37 drivers we have with us for Silverstone. And all championships still very, very open. The pros, the pro-AMs, the AMs and the team championships are still all ready to be played for. So this is going to be a very interesting fight. I love it when they come down to the final round.
This is gonna be, quite a race, and Silverstone is always gonna just put just a little bit of a sprinkle of unpredictability into it. I just want to say, Stefan Kamke as well. It's this is his last race as a coordinator as well.
It is. Mr. Kamke for the Slotherines team is standing down from his coordinating role for the league. His input has been absolutely exemplary. Is he continuing to drive? I can't remember. Did he say he was stepping down from driving?
No, I think he would keep on driving.
Just the coordinator
just the coordinator thing. In the AM category, I used to call him Mr. Consistency.
Okay, I'd go with that.
Because he always finished the races, and even though you could beat him in a lot of races, then you would be out for 1 or 2 races and you couldn't catch him again. Because he was just, he just always got points.
He's coming around Cops now, heading towards Maggers and Beckett's. Right on the nose of the Slotherine 380 Ferrari. It's a lot harder than you think it is to get this particular section right. Now the curves are relatively low on, or it certainly looks it from the driver's perspective. So some tracks where the curbs will absolutely kill you, and they're not quite as bad in Silverstone. Down the hanger straight into go on.
That definitely depends on which curbs you're talking about, because the curbs that he's getting down to here in Vale Corner, the orange here, those will kill you.
Now the tail of the Slotherine Ferrari is very, very lively on the braking, and notice as we've been riding on board with Stefan. Comes through the final turn, which is club, and he's going to be the first single time on the board, which is a 156.311. There it is. So he would like qualifying to end now. Did he start on the front row? Jürgen Kleiber 156.5, and Jamie Smith. Never mind, Merlin Cooper has got the new pole time on the board, and the privateer Porsche of a 155.312. Not a bad effort, just 43 thousandths ahead of Jamie, who jumped straight back to the pits. And then out he comes again, there he is. And the roaring green BMW. Chris has... his time is invalid, so Only 7 drivers of our AM class. Have we got any penalties to serve? I haven't actually looked.
I will just be looking. I think there were a couple of time penalties, but nothing more sinister than that.
Fair enough. Fair enough indeed. So, Chris then yet to get a time on the board. For those unfamiliar with the format, it is the 3 classes within our GTE class, the AMs, the Pro-Ams, the AMs, all come out class by class. So the AMs come out first for 8 minutes. And we still have a fair amount of time to go through, so when the timer hits 16 minutes remaining is when the Pro-Ams will be released. And then when the timer hits 8 minutes, the Pros are then set loose upon the wonderful Silverstone track.
That is when it's getting really fast.
Yes, yeah, you know you're on for the good times when the Pros come out. Although that being said, we have seen Pro-Ams and AMs be well amongst the Pro category as well. This is people letting through Chris Yardy, who's still yet to get a time on the board. People slowing down, getting themselves some space, ready to let loose for what could be their last time lap. It's amazing how quickly the time disappears. We'll see Chris go through the last few turns. There was Matteo Sala Christensen to just go through the shot. What time does he get on the board? 2 minutes, so nothing for him. A 55-1. So Chris Yardy, the green Porsche, jumps up to the top of the class.
He's making his intent to get that championship very clearly here.
Yeah, now like I say, the championship, all 3 categories, 4 categories, including the team championship, are all still open. We'll go through the championship connotations when we are in the gridding phase. So, if not, we will talk about them. There's Merlin. There he is, just behind Chris on track.
I think it's very funny that they're having to break and giving each other space when they're only 7 drivers on track. It's just they're 7, but they're all in one.
They're all clumped
moving
together.
around.
Now, are you a particular fan of Silverstone, Nick?
I do love it. I will say it's a lot more fun to drive when you have more cars with a higher downforce, so you can just go flat out. I would say the GTs are just in the crisp where it's quite a difficult track, but you definitely you have to come. This is a driver's track, and this is one of the tracks where when you nail it and you just that was good corner, you really feel it on this track. It's so rewarding towards the drivers who can really get everything out of it.
So Chris Yardy has called it a day. He will not improve from that 155.1. And the Cooperage is coming up to the end. Most people are coming to the end of their laps then. What does Salo Christensen do? Jürgen Kleiber does not improve for that 56.3. And that is a 57.1. So an improvement in time, but not position for Salo Christensen. And you can see in the left of the shot there behind the timing tower, the Pro-Ams are now released. Did Merlin Cooper improve? He did not. That was invalid. And well, there wasn't any changes in the AM category, so it's Chris Yardley that leads the way in the AMs. Brilliantly done. Right, let's have a look at our Pro-Ams. 277, the Team Tepper Ram Racing Porsche of Alex Smith. 295 is the Hyperion Racing Porsche of Renault Luke. 264 is the Hyperion Racing X Porsche of Dermir Nesterovic. We have got 274, which is the VEC Sim Racing Cyan Ferrari of Sebastian Riethmüller. 254, the Privateer Windows 98 livery Ford of Craig Dancy. 296 is the Diesel Race Team Ferrari of Martin Kodeman. 203, the Venom Motorsport Ferrari of John Hallowell. We have the 245 Privateer Ferrari of Stephen Brumfield. The return of the 200 AOR Hime Ford of Sarah Dove. 226, the Team Tepper Racing BMW of Arjen van Putten. 267, the VEC Sim Racing Cyan Ferrari of Philippe Gaillard. 270, the Raptor Racing Ferrari of Alejandro Portagovi. 227, the VSR Porsche of Jake Sanders. 257, the VC Sim Racing Rouge Ferrari of Alexander Godefroy. 262, the SRC Ferrari of Roberto Abad. And 204, the Hyperion Racing AC8 Porsche of Victor Matios, a much more heavily represented category. We do have a couple of AM drivers that have not come out on the field. The Lion Racing 241 Porsche of Marvin Sluman, and there was another one I spotted. Where are you? Paolo Martins, where have you gone? Don't know. Paolo Martins is in there somewhere. Oh, there he is, the 299 Phoenix Motorsports Porsche of Paolo Martins.
Yeah, so pro amps and not amps. Just to
did I say amps?
There.
I beg your pardon.
You used to say.
Beg your pardon. Of course I have it. So yep, the pro-ams, the names accented with the green flash you can see on the left and also in the bottom right hand corner above the time. The greens indicate the pro-ams, the blues indicate the ams, and the red indicates the pros.
Have you seen that the Alex is this time trying to get around on his wheels?
Alex Smith was having a bit of fun during practice by embedding his car very firmly in the wall, and took quite a lot of effort from quite a few other people to get him back out again.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that having Craig Dancy right behind him is a good idea at the moment.
Well, Craig Dancy was one of his saviours. So it was an unusual use of a Ford to try and dig a Porsche out of the wall. But hey, I mean, inventive.
It worked.
It did work.
Eventually.
Took a while, but yeah, it did work. Who's lead? I think Alex Smith is the lead pro-am on the road. Is there anybody ahead of him? There is, quite some way down the road, so now you can understand the pro-ams needing to find some gap between each tires. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that... Oh, wow, you heard the tyres squealing there. Alex Smith getting a little bit loose, coming through Stowe. I'm assuming Marvin and Paolo either have penalties or they have a problem, because they still haven't come out on track yet.
Might just be a pee break.
Yeah, maybe.
It happens.
That was a 55.2 for Alex Smith. Now the time's coming in 54.8 for Craig Dancy, 54.6. Martin van Putten, very nice. The Team Tapper Ram Racing BMW. Very, very nice. And that puts 4 tenths in between himself and the AM leader, Chris Yardley. And Smith's come across the line. Matios over the line with a 55.5. Rando Luke 55.7. Dano Nestero is 55.9. Sanders with also a 55.9. Wow. Dano Nestero, which a 55.942. Daniel Linholt of the AM category, 155.945, 3 thousandths apart. And Jake Sanders, a 155.949, a further 5 thousandths apart. That is close and consistent. Very
that
nice.
Is what we have come to see for this league. You know, they don't like to be a part of each other.
No,
they don't like it.
Absolutely not. As Craig Dancy had gone back to the pits. He's left a little while before coming back out. He has got time to come out and start another lap. They are allowed, as long as they've started that. Wow, Craig Dancy going through the two-wheeled approach, coming through Village. That's not the quickest way, but it is very stylish.
And it saves tires. Definitely saves tires.
With only 2 of them being on the ground. Well, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Craig was in the pit a while. As mentioned, as long as they cross the line before the end of their allotted time slot. So, as a reminder, when the timer hits 8 minutes remaining, is the end of the Pro-Am time slot. If they are on a lap, they are allowed to complete it. But the pros, who will then be released, must not get in the way of the Pro-Ams completing the laps. Generally, they don't. It can happen, but it just generally doesn't. Everybody is very respectful of when they come out and who is already on a timed lap. Alex Smith's just crossed the line. That's an invalid time for him. He remains in 5th position. He swoops through Abbey and Farm. Can't see who that is he's chasing. Trying to leave a generic plate on the back of. That's 227 being chased by 277. That is Jake Sanders that's directly ahead of him. Oh, Alexander Godefroy yet to get a time on the board. 1.5 minutes to at least complete the lap. He's just come through Woodcote. So he's halfway through.
P7.
Oh no,
he needs to get a good lap in. You know.
Yeah. So that was actually clever. He just came through, beg your pardon. Yeah, 7th position, 6/10 off the top spot at the moment. With a little bit of pressure on him, but everybody out there doing their thing. So that's everybody except for, as previously mentioned, Marvin Slevin and Paolo Martins of the category. Gaillard is at the tail end of the Pro-Ams with a 56.4. Now bear in mind that's only 1.8 seconds off of pole, and that's first to 22nd, which is again exactly what we come to expect from our GTE drivers. Very, very close racing indeed. Pontecorvi, where are you? Whoa, that looks like Magnus and Beckett's. Yep, he's just coming through Chapel and onto the hanger straight. He's coming towards the end of his lap. 30 more seconds before our pros are released. That's one of the Hyperion Porsches behind Alejandro. Interstow for the Ferrari. Now we saw Stefan Kamke's car get very loose under braking. Is that a common difficulty for Silverstone from GTE's point of view?
Yeah, because a lot of the times you're actually turning while you're braking on some of these corners, and that just, you know, that is making the car so unstable. But the Ferrari is actually one of the more stable ones to do drive. You know, the Ford is very stable, and then it's gone.
Excellent.
Ooh, just Holloway. John Hallowell.
Oh, John Hallowell. Nicely done. A 54.612, 75 thousandths ahead of Artem van Putten in the dying moments of the session. He takes the Pro-Am pole. Who's still out there? Sarah Dove is still going. Currently 10th of 55.411. Oh, how very close outside orange sausage curb. And the exit of club. And does she improve? She does. A 55.139 puts her in 6th position, which is 5th overall in class. Nicely done. Reith Miller, where are you? Sebastian, yes, you're just coming on to the Wellington Straight. Surely you...
He's stopping?
He is. I was like, surely you can't still be in your time. Jake Sanders is still out there. He literally with about 2 seconds left on the clock, crossed the line before, so he is allowed to complete this lap. Oh no, that's gone horribly wrong. That's how narrow the tolerances are though for this category. So a big end to his qualifying session. Let's have a look at our pros then. 156, the Mayella HCR Ferrari of Liam McNinch. 137, the Comrade Gaming Porsche of Dominic Gaydemeyer. 197, the Team Tepper Ford of Rick Van Dorn. 178, the Comradicals Ford of Ross Woodford. 121, the Team Tepper Sahara Ford of Raina Talvar. 168, the Team Tepper Ford of James Pinsker. The Treble 1 Comradicals BMW of Alex Bennett. 186 is the VZ Sim Racing Magenta Porsche of Sylvia Moraine. 120 is the Team AOR Yellow Ferrari of Canoe Martinson. 178 is the Venom Motorsports Ferrari of Michael Edens. 185 is the Privateer Luminous Green Ferrari of Andy Gorton. 109 is the Comrade Racing Porsche of Christoph Holstein. 129 is the Williams Jim Porsche of Jorge Blasquez. And finally, the 108 Mayella HCR Ferrari of Scott McCracken. Who shall we have a look at? The two HCR Mayella Ferraris are fairly close to one another. Ross Woodford in very strong contention to claim the Pro Championship this time. But he's going to have, he won't have it easy, but the performances he's put in, certainly in the second half of this season, have been pretty legendary.
Yeah, but he have also made some mistakes where, he maybe could have just kept his cool a bit, I don't think it should have been this close.
Are you insinuating that Ross should have sealed it back?
Yeah, I will say with some of the, especially the later races, he could have, he did let some of the others in a bit closer, especially Gaydemeyer. who can actually, take the championship.
He certainly can. He's close to the end of that lap. There's Rick Van Dorn. That looks like Stowey's coming through. It is indeed. He's coming to complete his lap. Anybody ahead of him? Not that I can see. So let's follow Rick through the last couple of corners. His first time lap. Through club. Keep the car nice and stable. And that's a 54.789. Immediately bangs in an absolute cracker. Puts him third overall. And Talvar has done a 54.4. That's 1.5 tenths over John Hallowell. Very nicely done. Returns back to the pits. Scott McCracken, a 55.1. Alex Bennett, a 154.6. And Dominic Gaydemeyer, holy moly, a 53.685.
Bring it on.
Wow.
Bring it on.
Canoe Martinson, Canoe Martin at 54.6. That's still a pretty good time, but holy moly, Gaydemeyer. That's yeah. Oh, a 53.8 from Woodford. Just shy of 2 tenths behind Dominic Gaydemeyer. Oh, we in for a scrap. Andy Gorton has split the pair of them. He really has been, he was a late addition to the league, but it really has proven a very strong contender in the radioactive green Ferrari. I mean no disrespect. I know that's it's a Brazilian flavoured car. I'm well aware of it. As we watch him pass under the camera, you'll see the Brazilian flag. There it is. I mean no disrespect, but come on. That's bright.
that it's...
you can light the whole circuit with that thing. It's impressive.
It's definitely colourful, let's just give it a bad.
The Team Tepper Fords aren't far behind, in fairness.
No, that's true. But this one, is complete all the way through.
Look at that. The three Team Tepper Fords are right with one another. There's one of them's gotten out of the way. Let's see which one that is that's slowed down. Where are they all?
They are going into Vale in a couple of seconds. Into last corners.
Yeah, indeed, the Pinsker leading the way on track now as they kind of shuffled each other around.
Do you have his new special event livery on?
The one with the British flag on the roof?
The one with the British flag, yeah.
154.154 from the patriotic James Pinsker. Does not move him up from fourth, but that's Alex Bennett. I think that's parked on the side of the road. It is. 54.384 still his time. No, he won't have time to come out and do anything about it now. Gaydemeyer still going through Stowe. That looks fairly slow. Is he giving Canute a bit of a... Well, no, he's giving himself space, isn't he? So he's got time.
Yeah.
He's done another lap.
You want to do one more.
And he's going fairly slowly. I wonder if he's had a problem through Chapel. Or he's giving himself space. Yeah, I suspect that's Christoph Holstein's ahead of him. Christoph, again, he seems to have a thing with qualifying at the moment. His qualifying form seems to be somewhat struggling.
Yeah, the Porsche haven't really been in his favour this season.
Fair enough. So Gaydemeyer on his final time lap. Oh, he hit that raised curb of the loop quite hard. A little bit unsettled him, and he's going to drag that mistake all the way down the Wennington straight. Canute Martinson trying to get some slipstream behind him. There's Gorton. He started his final lap 25 seconds before the checkered flag will fall. Rosslyn in third. He's coming to the end of his current lap. And he will easily have time to start another one. Is this an improvement? No, it was not. A 57.3. Most certainly not. He will be left right on board with the Conradicus Ford there as he sweeps through Abbey. Flies through Farm. And heavy on the brakes for Village. Doesn't quite get the raised apex. There's only a short sprint down to the loop. Oh, the tail of the Ford getting very loose. Alex Bennett has called it a day. He will start no higher than 6th position. James Pinsker, 54.175. His last lap does not improve. He remains in 4th. Into Brooklands. Nicely done, using as much curb as he dares through left field. And Reina Talvar's... that's a long way off, but I think it's allowed.
And Gatorman have called it a day.
Yeah, Gatorman has parked it as well. Andy Gorton's still out there. Canoe Madison's still going. I think they're the only ones. Oh, Holstein.
Holstein.
So,
now you've said that he is, struggling, and now he will take pole.
Now,
right?
yeah, by like 3 seconds. He will suddenly transform into a Formula 3.5.
Yeah, that's true.
Through Chapel and onto the hanger straight for Woodford and Holt.
I said it.
Called it! You called it! You called it perfectly. 53.560 for Christoph Holstein at the moment. It's a Comrade Gaming Porsche 1-2. Gorton cannot improve. A 53.8 for him. And he remains in third. What can Ross do? All or nothing. Do or die. Famine or feast now. Through club. Can he improve? A 53.9. He cannot improve from there. That is fourth for Ross Woodford. He may or may not be too happy about that, but we will see. Wow, what a amazing end. Made all the more tense due to the importance of the grid. And there it is. Holstein and Gatormare taking the front row for Comrade. Very nicely done. Then it is Gorton, Woodford, Pinsker, Talvar, Blasco-Vols, Martinson, Bennett, Edens, Halliwell and Van Putten taking the front row of the Pro-Ams. Van Dorn, Dancy, McCracken, Schmidt. Yardley takes the pole for the AM class. Dove, Cooper, Godefroy, Luke, Smith, Riethmuller, Nesterowicz, Matthias, Edouard, Brumfield, Kodeman, Moraine, McNinch, Lindholt, Sanders, Pontecorvi, Kamke, Kleiber, Gaillard, Christensen, Sluman and Martin's not saying in time. Oh, and Meisner joining us at the last. We didn't see him come out on field. Dennis Meisner will be starting from the back of the pack. Ooh.
Again,
it's going to be good. We're still technically in the qualifying, so that's why no one's good it up yet. So then, Mr. Dom,
yes.
run us through our championship. Well, actually, what we'll do, we'll have a look at where we currently stand with our 4 championships. Let's have a look at the teams. Comrade and Hyperion 1 point apart, and Comrade goes further 3 points back, with Hyperion 15 back. So there's a lot of play in the top 4 of the team. Well, a lot of opportunities for the top 4 to still take the championship, with Venom, Lion, Team Tepper Ram, and Team Tepper and VC Sim Racing Cyan rounding out the top 9 there, but still fairly close in between each team. AMS, Yardley and Lindholt are our 2 championship protagonists, both here tonight. So the emphasis is on Yardley to try and outscore Daniel. It's so close. Just one mistake, may not even be their mistake, could well end their charge. Pro-Am, Godefroy and Van Putten. And Halliwell, Guy's a little bit too far back.
Yeah, I don't think he will. Van Putten and Godefroy needs to smash each other out.
Pretty much.
For him to really have anything here.
Possible but unlikely, but Godefroy and Van Putten still staring at each other, with the face-off. And the pros, it's Woodford and Gatormare, just a few points apart, just 12 points apart for those 2. So, as I say, all 4 championships still available for our... Well, all 4 championships still available, so a lot for our guys to have to deal with. Wow, the blimp is miles away.
The blimp is in another county.
He's definitely he's definitely looking in the wrong. Well, he's not looking in the wrong place. He just needs a telescope on him to see anything from there. So
I just want to remind you that you have to go to TV2.
I am on TV2, good sir.
That's good.
So then, there's a short stint behind the safety car. And away we go. Marvin Sluman did not join us, so he's had a problem. We will not see Marvin Sluman in the 241 car for this race. That's a shame. It looks like Paolo Martins did make it, so towards the back of the field for him. See right there. Here they come then. Comrade pair getting ready to do battle. Holstein's already gotten ahead of Gaydemare. Here we go, they're bunching the field up for the final time in this season. Away we go, we are racing here in Silverstone. Oh, Gorton having to cover off Woodford quite dramatically there. Here we go. Who is going to be brave on the brakes? This is quite a tricky start because as everyone floors it, they're still working their way through the last few turns. It looks like we've had trouble already. I think a few cars are stationary. Yeah, we have Martin Kodeman's in trouble. Oh dear. Yeah, that is exactly what I was talking about. The start of the race is on a bend, so that is really, really quite difficult for everybody to get through. That's Kodeman and Nesterowicz. Oh, Daniel Nesterowicz is in trouble there. I think Liam Lynch was involved in that particular battle, but up front, Holstein wanted to try and get away from his chases. He had some new hardware a couple of weeks ago, I seem to remember, because he had a lot of kind of lag and computer problems. I remember he tweeted that he'd had some new hardware delivered, so let's see if it's going to pay off for him. Holstein 1, Gaydemare 2, Gorton 3, Woodford 4, Pinsker 5, Talvar 6, Bennett 7, Blaskovals in 8th position, Killy Madsen 9, John Hallowell still keeping the Pro-Am lead. Michael Edens has gotten in between himself and Arjen van Putten at the head of the Pro-Am field. And Merlin Cooper is the lead of the AMS. Where's Chris Yardley? He's only a couple of cars further back, so he's not too far off the lead. But wow, what a start.
Now this is going to be interesting because Gaydemare want to be ahead of Holstein. But Holstein can't really, switch around at the moment because Andy Gordon will be there to strive.
Definitely.
So Gaydemare needs to pick up the pace already at the beginning, otherwise this is gonna be chaos.
It is indeed. Quite a few incidents on the board already. Victor Matias with 4 and Daniel Nesterowicz with 5. We saw a few people facing the wrong way at Club even before they crossed the line for the first time, so a lot of issues further down the field. Holstein looking to break away now. Do you think Holstein is going to want to kind of run off into the distance, or is he going to play the team game, do you think?
Well, if I know Holstein just a bit, I think he will run out in the distance. We have seen the comrades pair battling, fairly hard before. They are not, they're definitely not playing the team game.
Renault Liberty Sebastian Leachman almost side by side coming out of Aintree. Way ahead of them.
Ooh, Philip Gaillard has have an issue with somebody.
Oh dear. So Nesterowicz has brought his car into the pits. It's really hard to survive. Look at the gap up front. Christoph Holstein has got himself 8. Oh no, Craig Dempsey is in trouble. Oh dear. That's so where's he had trouble? He's had trouble at Luffield, I think. Yeah, that's. He was lucky not to collect anybody, but he didn't want to lose too much time rejoining the track, but he's gotten back underway again. That I'm pretty sure that was down in Luffield. He's had trouble. Or was that Club? No, it was Luffield. He's now on the he's now Magnus Beckett, so it wasn't the Luffield who had trouble. Oh dear, what a shame for the Windows 98 livery Ford.
We have Rick Van Dorn, Alex Smith, and Sarah Dove within a second.
There they are, Sarah Dove chasing the bright green Tepper cars. Rick Van Dorn the Ford, and Alex Smith the Porsche. So mainly concentrating on Alex, as Rick Van Dorn's in the Pro category. Now as a reminder, they can race cars that are not in the same category as their own. They just won't necessarily gain they won't gain individual championship points. They will gain team championship points for doing it. So
Bennett and Valles is very close.
There's Bennett, there he is. Oh yeah, the Williams Gym livery Porsche of Jose Blaskovals right with Alex Bennett. Into Aintree once again. We're right on board with the Porsche. Just in case he doesn't know who he's chasing. Alex is now on the tail of the BMW. Is he going to have a look into Brooklands? No, he's going to no. But you can see where he's positioning his car. He's wanting to keep the pressure on. He's not just staying in the tyre tracks of the BMW. He's making himself very, very obvious to Bennett. And he wants to try and pressure him into a mistake. Understandable.
He really wanna get that place.
Gorton and Woodford still very, very close together. Gatorman's got himself a little bit of breathing space, but that's very ebb and flow. Holstein now 1.3 seconds ahead. That's what it looks like from the tail of the 109 Holstein Porsche. Well, technically correct. This wasn't the centre I was aiming for.
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
I don't think that Sarah can join us and say that she can't find her way around this track with the amount of green that is in front of her.
Well, indeed. Very true. Oh, and that's trouble. What has happened to Rick Van Dorn? Did he get a slowdown penalty?
I will.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, on the exit of Beckett's turn 13, he hit the apex a little too hard, so he got a slowdown there.
Yeah,
and that's dropped him like that.
They are so aggressive, these penalty slowdowns.
Especially this early in the race.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just losing all the momentum you have down straight. You're just losing it. It's so frustrating. Oh, Sarah's off.
Oh dear.
That's long.
What's happened to Sarah? Oh, that's a turn one. Yeah, that's an Abbey. She'd overcooked it and she decided to stay in the gas. She would have lost time by doing it, because that right there is Merlin Cooper. Yep, she's had to give up that position. But
God of Forest looking. This is gonna be, he's gonna go for it, I think.
Oh, there he goes. He had committed to the move. Oh, that was close. That was less than 1.5 tenths between the Ferrari and the Ford there. Very, very close indeed. What's going on with Victor Matias? He's been overtaken, I think, by Craig Dancy. Yep, he has. There's Craig trying to recover from that earlier spin he had. It was very coming. A few laps ago. Oh, the Porsche looking like he was getting a decent drive out of left field there. But couldn't come past the Porsche. Right behind them is Jamie Smith. BMW. A lot of row of cars behind. Holstein's lost a fair chunk of his lead. It's now down to 8 tenths of a second. That's really half, indeed. I think he's made a mistake. I think it's just rather made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Which is very easy to do in these things. We've seen how close to the limit they are driving.
Woodford, I don't think he will want to stay behind there for long. We have seen him going for moves when other people have been thinking that maybe be a bit too aggressive, and he's been like, I can fit my car in there.
Get him out. Very fastest lap. His teammate Holstein had it previously by about 400ths of a second difference.
Ooh, Sarah off. Sarah's been off.
Yeah, I've just seen that. Oh, that's Van Dorn, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, Rick Van Dorn is stationary. Oh, there was impact between the two Fords. What on earth has happened here? So we're coming through the last few turns. So Sarah's completely lost it of her own accord, and Rick Van Dorn just unfortunately wrong race on time for him. And round he went. So he's now down in 31st. There's Sarah. Sarah is 20th.
Peak 20.
Well, she was still kind of roughly facing the right way once the dust had settled, but Rick Van Dorn unfortunately coming to a halt, and that's costing a whole bucket load of time. Victor Matias really has been in the wars. He's already on 10 incident points. You've got to be very careful. Daniel Nesterowicz has come back out on track. He was in the pits for 2 minutes. And you can see the damage on the rear of the car.
Yeah, so that was the start, I think.
It was indeed. Keeping an eye on the front runners though. Holstein is losing time to his teammate. Now whether Holstein's backing off, now Gadamer has gotten a little bit clear of Gorton. Do you think that Holstein may back off and let Gadamer through? Or do you think he's just going to keep his foot nailed?
No, he will go to the nail and he will fight him for it.
We've seen the Comrade Gaming pair cross swords before. Now, if Ross...
Woodford is within a 10.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he wants the inside line coming into Vale. Oh, but he hit that curve too hard.
Yeah, exactly. That was that curve that I was talking about on the qualifying. You know, if you hit that, You can flip the car with that one.
Well, I can believe it. I mean, they're not mini mountains down there. But you look at any other curve that doesn't have them, and they're pretty much flat.
Yeah, exactly. But that one right there, that's just so aggressive.
Oh wow! It looked like Woodford was going to try and turn in on the inside of the village there. That's a brave one. But there, right behind them is Pinske and Talvar. There's Pinske with the flag on the roof. And now is Ross going to have a crack at Gorton? He's again keeping the Ford very large in the Ferrari's mirrors. And you can see up ahead the two Comrade Gaming Porsches are getting very close together. The more that Gorton's got to fend off Woodford, the more time he's going to lose to the Porsches ahead. There's now 1.6 thereabouts seconds between the Ferrari and the two Porsches. So very, very soon, I'd say, N.Domino is going to be in striking distance of Holstein. I don't think we're going to be in for one of the strategic races where nothing happens. I think this is going to be action, lights the flag.
They're gonna put the foot down, and then we will have 42 laps of just not letting it go.
Yep, absolutely. So,
well, they have actually been a bit of Alex Bennett and Bales is again fighting.
Yeah, they're very, very close, and Glasgow Balls right behind the BMW. Is he going to be able to make it stick coming into Sogar? Bennett backed out of that. I think he didn't have a great exit through Chapel. I think he was wise enough to let it go, not fight that one too hard.
Just a bit of a fun fact with that big, huge BMW. What this fact is quite fun. That's actually the lightest car of them all.
It is. I remember Stevie telling me that when he was first introduced. It might be the biggest thing, but it is actually lighter than the rest. It's
the Porsche is wider. The Ford is longer.
Oh, gonna have to cut you off in trouble. We've got trouble again. Sarah Dove has done something. No,
this is not her race.
It is not her day, is it? Where's Sarah? There she is. So, why did... Give me Sarah Dove. There we go. Oh, and she's had trouble. She's hit someone down there at Vale. I didn't see who that was. Rick Van Dorn. No, Rick Van Dorn's got nothing to do with that. Oh dear. Sarah Dove again in the wars. She's now up to 11 incident points. So it's not going well for her. Whoa! Ross Woodford. Now I'm having a look at that again. Oh, Ross Woodford trying an outside manoeuvre at Luffield. It didn't pay off, but
he's going onto the inside here. And he got
there he was. It was at Cots where he got that one done. He managed to put Andy Gorton off enough, and he's going to try and get away from him and throw him into the clutches of Pinske and Talvar right behind. But this is the last thing the Gatorman needed. 2.5 seconds separates this pack from the Comrade Gaming duo at the front. But I would imagine Dominic was really hoping that Gorton was going to fend him off. But long way to go yet. We're not even 15 minutes into the race. So nothing can be called just yet. But that's the view from the gearbox of Holstein. He's got his teammate looming large. So if they start fighting, that is likely to drag them kicking and screaming back into Ross Woodford's clutches.
And Woodford is smiling. And he's just, I want to fight those two guys. That's just it. It always makes our lives more interesting.
Oh yes,
when they're getting close.
Look at the team Tepper pair behind them, Pinske and Talvar.
Yeah.
What's happened to Bennett? He's lagged. No, nothing's happened to him at all. He keeps catching me out with that.
Yeah, I was also looking last race and I was like, oh no, no.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. McNish doesn't seem to have quite this a good race. It's P32 in Pro.
Lyndon Lynch is not having a good day. He's got Alan Martins right behind him. Oh, that Ferrari's had an argument with something. You can see the damage on the front right wheel there. That wheel arch is not in correct shape, I don't think.
It's these drivers and alternative downforce. Once again.
Hot on the back of that particular car. Reece Miller and Dancy are swapped round. So Craig Dancy continuing to carve his way through the field. He's got 1.5 seconds to close in on Jake Sanders ahead of him. Gedimir is edging ever so slowly towards his teammate. It was a 10th and a half last time that he gained on his teammate. Look at the gap that Woodford's got for himself. It's 3 seconds forward. And that he's got a little bit of weakness between himself and Andy Gorton. So it's about 7 tenths now back to the radioactive colour Ferrari. It's that bright. It's actually this race is actually being done in the dark. The whole circuit's being lit by that one Ferrari, I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there are a couple of Fords out there that
the Team Tepper guys are doing their thing. Oh, Sanders and Riefmiller. Oh, Sanders is in trouble. He's slow along the Hanger straight.
I think he got a
Did he get a
penalty. Yeah, I think he got a slow down.
But look at the pack that's really thrown him into. As Matthias feels the need to defend right ahead of him. Then right behind is Roberto Ibarra, Jamie Smith and Stephen Brumfield. Sylvain Moraine, Rano Luke, Scott McCracken not far behind either. So that is not what he would have wanted. Oh, Bennett, it looks a little cautious coming out of the loop there. There's Canoe Martinson, rather minding his own business there in 9th position. And Ross is on the move. Oh, Jamie Smith and Stephen Broomfield are side by side as they come into the loop. BMW will maintain his position ahead of the Ferrari, or is he? Oh, that was nicely done.
That was contact. There was contact.
With who?
Just with Jamie Smith and Broomfield. Just a small tap, but he got him there.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
Broomfield really committed to that move coming into Brooklands. Almost caused a bit of the move didn't cause the impact, but Jamie Smith almost came together with Sylvain Moraine afterwards. Nicely done. It's impossible to know where to look, which is a good problem to have for us commentators.
Chris Yardley and Godefroy, they're getting to know each other.
Yeah, they are a little bit, aren't they? Oh, trouble further back. Oh no, Broomfield and Smith. What happened? Oh dear, that looked like it was down at Magnus Beckett's. What happened here? So this is Cops. Oh, the Ferrari's gone. Oh no, Broomfield's lost it. Oh, what a shame for Jamie Smith. He cannot get a break, can he?
No, it seems like
Smith.
when he won that championship 2 seasons ago, it hasn't really been his.
It's not gone his way since.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. I just want to say, Gedimir, 0.4 seconds last time over the finish line.
Yeah. And Woodford is actually quicker than the pair of them. He is gaining. Slowly but surely, he is gaining on the two ahead of him. So we'll see how that transpires. But, this track is biting quite a few people.
It's fun how Knut Madsen is always like, in the middle of absolutely nowhere, just minding his own business and getting good points every time.
Very true. There's Dennis Meisner also on 10 instant points, so he's had a few excursions. Oh, the combo gaming pair getting very, very close.
0.3 seconds now.
Yeah, as they come into Mackens and Beckett's, this is the time when Gedimir doesn't really want to be that close to the back of his teammate. Oh, what's happened to Renault Luke? Oh, that's Sarah Dove just going past. Oh, Renault Luke's had a spin. What's he done? Oh, that's what he's done. Way too quick. Yeah, he was too hot coming to Brooklands. He had a half spin at Brooklands and has managed to keep it on the road, but lost a few positions. So that's our top. We just about saw Ross Woodford in that shot, so that's our top three. Very nicely done, well driven. The top three, 0 incident points, all three of them.
Chris Yardley and
Dancy,
yeah, they're fighting again. Godefroy's just staying in front of them, thinking, just keep on fighting, don't mind me.
I must say, Craig Dancy, considering he fell down to 25th or something like that after his first or second match spin, now back up in 16th position.
The Ford is good here. The Ford is very good around here, but it is also, you know, as we've seen with Sarah, it's unforgiving. When it goes, it really goes.
Yeah, you're not recovering it.
Nope.
Yeah, keeping an eye on our front runners. 1.3 seconds separates Gorton and Woodford. That doesn't mean it'll stay that way. That's where it is now. Of course, Woodford's still got to catch up, and he doesn't necessarily have to pass Gadamer. He just has to stay right with him. The emphasis is on Gadamer to try and outscore Woodford by a decent haul of points.
I think it's 10 points. Yeah.
So it's the emphasis is on Dominic as opposed to Ross.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is if you take your foot off the gas, and you're to testify to this, it's surprisingly easy to make a mistake when you think you can just coast. Or
if Woodford go off the gas, he will go into that toxic waste down right there.
Yeah, very true. Ooh, Dancy is getting very, very lively behind Alexander Godefroy as they come into Mackers and Beckers themselves. You do get the feeling that Craig has got some amazing pace in that Ford.
Yeah.
Oh, were it not for that one mistake, where would he be? He's got a bit of a gap between Godefroy and Merlin Cooper. Being our I had a bit of a moment there. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody vanished.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it, and
nicely done.
Dancy, that was nice and easy. Next target.
Merlin Cooper, but Merlin's in the AM glass. There he is at the bottom of the shot. Nicely done. Godefroy knew that one was over and done with. What's going on down here with Pontecorvi? That's Liam McNinch has just gone past him. Particular to look at there. Holstein has opened up the gap a little bit. He actually got 2/10 on his teammate last time around. And about 0.02 of a second on Ross Woodford. It all counts.
Yeah. Well. I think the gap between there, they might be waiting for the pit stops now, and just trying to nurse the car around.
Maybe.
And those guys are so close in pace. It's stupidly close. That is stupidly close right there.
Very much.
Come on, that's just same times.
So
the top 4 last time around were within 1/10 of each other in lap times.
They were, yes.
It's just
Gorton's broken away a little bit from Pinsker and Tarvar, and even those two Fords have separated by about half a second.
Yeah, it tends to do that sometimes around here.
It's very ebb and flow there with Glasgow Balls. Alex Bennett, Alex is still on 0 incident points as well.
I do like that Porsche livery on Glasgow Balls, to be honest.
The Williams Gym livery.
Yeah, I do think it looks nice.
That it does, absolutely. We've talked about which liveries we like, what our favourite ones are. Does the 129 Porsche get your vote, or is there one you're particularly keen on?
Well, I do like it. I would not drive it myself, but I do think it has some quality. But I still think when everything is correct, I do think Sarah is still one of the best, to be honest.
AOR GTE Ford.
And she's battling with Renault Luke.
Indeed. The Hyperion Porsche. I love that Hyperion livery though.
Yeah.
I thought Renault was going to make a bit of a dive bomb on the inside there. Opted not to.
I do feel that there's a little bit too much going on that car, for my taste.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I
do like that they have different colors, so you can see that there's a difference between them.
One of my favourites has always been the 270 Ferrari of Alejandro Portacorvi, who is having a bit of a scrap with Brunfield after Stevens' earlier spin.
Yeah,
I love that
one as well.
Raptor race, particularly when you look at the rear chase cam. The snakeskin offer going on there.
Oh yeah.
I think my favourite one though, other than, of course, Mr. Yardley's grinning Porsche.
Well, that you can't go away from that one.
It makes me smile. What can I say? It's a great livery to deal with. Look at that pack behind them as we're talking about this midfield section. Reasonable, Matthias, Sanders, Aguar, all in very, very short order one another.
If one of them are making mistakes, everybody's thinking, don't do that.
Don't do that, yeah. Please don't kill me when you're having your own spin, yeah. So you've got VEC, Hyperion, VSR, and SRC.
Just a completely shameless block. That VSR liveries is mine.
Sarah does.
Well.
Oh, Sarah dropped it, unfortunately. And just floored it and then brought that one back round. She's on 15 instant when she can't do that too many more times.
But that's the third time. Oh, she's off again.
Oh, not again.
Yeah.
Boiled the tyres, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, she overcooked it, did Addy. Oh dear.
I don't think that she's particularly in favour of the setup.
It would seem not.
No.
She's not too happy this time.
No.
I think one of my favourite liveries we've ever seen in the GTE League has got to be the Angry Birds pig.
Yeah, well.
I'm trying to remember who ran it. You probably remember better than I. Who ran the Angry Birds pig on the forum?
I can't remember when. Well, if you do look at James Pinskers and just go to Chase Cam, you will kind of see it.
It is roughly there, yes, but unfortunately with the green top of the car, you can't quite see it.
Yeah, that's true.
But the best part of the Angry Birds pig livery was the fact that I completely missed it. Was the fact that I was told to look, and I totally missed the fact that the pig's staring at me, and it is obvious as the day is long. Yeah. Moving on. Oh, the Comrade 2 getting close once again. That's not 0.6 of a second. That looks considerably closer than that. There's Woodford. Not too far back either. Woodford was actually the slowest of the three last time around, but loads.
He's had a couple of laps here where he has really gained on them. But yeah, the last couple of 2 or 3 laps, or 2 laps, he has been the same, a bit slower. What
is it like from a tyre management perspective? Is it easy to manage your tyres in these cars or at this track?
Yeah, I will say the tyres, you don't really feel them as much when you're driving these cars, because we do have endurance tyres on, so they are, made for doing like 2 or triple stints in these kind of tyre situations. But I would say if you fight for the whole stint, you will begin to feel it a bit at the end. I would say if you have a bad setup, like I think Sarah might be feeling bad tires at the moment. If you're uncomfortable with the car, you will feel it. But if you're comfortable, I have had with I think it was the Porsche. I posted the fastest lap of my race on the second to last lap. It's just very thinking.
Yeah, we've seen that before. We've seen where the lap times come at the end.
Yeah, and you're just thinking, where will that pace?
Where the hell was
an
that?
hour ago?
Yeah. You give them endurance, let's give them sponge. Yeah. Give them a flannel.
We should give them the old school Formula 1 qualifying tyres.
Oh, Craig Dancy. Sorry to cut you off then, Nick. Craig Dancy. I think Merlin was not interested in fighting that, but Craig Dancy just launched that one on the inside of Stowe. Well driven. 5.5 seconds separates himself and Schmidt. But that, Craig Dancy is, if he closes in that 5 point, he is absolutely flying. He's getting in the 55s, which is leader's pace. Okay, the leader in the low 55s, Craig, that time was a 56.7. But
yeah, but he had to get past as well.
Exactly. I mean, his best is a 55.6, and only I mean, that really does put him into the pace of the
Pros.
podium 3 for the class. So excellent effort from Danson. Still, the Team Tepper Force very, very close together. Gorton is kind of ebbing and flow a little bit. They're all matching each other very, very closely. As Nick said earlier, Ross was again the quickest of the top. Well, I keep saying top 3 because there's 2 seconds behind him to the next guys. There they are. But then there's the same gap forwards to Gaiderman and Holstein. So this whole pack could easily condense by the time we get towards the closing stages of the race. I wonder if Holstein's going to kind of let that happen. Do you think he's going to do the team game ever in this race, or is he just concentrate? I mean, no disrespect to that at all.
Well, you know, in theory, this could be the team game of just pulling Gatormare around with, saving a bit of fuel. But yeah, as I said, I still think,
You're
can't
not
really see.
You're
No,
not
I'm not
convinced,
convinced.
are
He has been, he is a 3-time GT champion
True.
for a reason. Yeah, he's not letting a winning opportunity go away. Oh, Van Dorn is getting slow.
He's had a. Oh, I'm having technical problem again. Oh, it's gone again. Apologies for that stuttering. I don't know what's going on there. Don't know why that's happening. It just is.
Oh, Bennett is.
He's lagged again, isn't he? Yep. He's lagged
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that as well. And, I had to double check that.
Reese Miller and Victor Mathias, this is gonna go down. These guys
Holy
are
moly!
good.
That is Reese Miller in trouble. So he's got Nabby wrong.
Oh, that goes through one.
Oh, goodness me! That is. Oh, hello, and that's Scott McCracken has joined that particular party as well. Through goes Mathias into the lead of that particular pack. Reese Miller is next in line, but look how they're scrapping. Let's get on the nose of Roberti Edouard side by side, the Porsche and the Ferrari. Is Reese Miller going to lose another one? He's going to lose Roberti Edouard as well. Whoa! Roberti Edouard had to go very deep into Brooklyn. So there's Scott McCracken right behind them. There's no damage to Reese Miller's car. I don't think he hit anything. He just hasn't had a chance to recover from the mistake he made at the beginning of the lap.
Yeah. This is all for position. It's just,
Yeah, the odd one out is technically Scott McCracken as he's in the pro category.
Yeah.
So they're pretty bad qualifying. Well, he's had an incident somewhere that we haven't seen. He's on 7 incident points himself. So he has had an incident of some description. Trying to see if there's damage on the wheel arches. You've got
Reese Miller and Watt, they are
very
getting
close.
familiar.
Yeah. I think Roberti Edouard knows what flavour of chewing gum Sebastian Reese Miller is chewing at the moment.
Yep. Is he going to send it here? Yeah, he is.
He thought about it, but no, Reese Miller was able to shut the door, but not by much. Wow.
This could go wrong very fast.
And quite dramatically, I feel.
Yeah.
If one of them makes a mistake, they're going to take other people. And now Sylvia Moraine has joining the back of that particular pack. Oh, the Porsches are close again. I say again, they have been all race long almost. As Gaidermare is really keeping Holstein honest. Even that little stuttering I had, I'm not sure what Gaidermare's last lap time was. I suspect he was a bit quicker than Holstein. Woodford now 1.3 behind them. So the Ford is getting ever closer.
Well, according to my advo, he did a 33-second lap.
So did I. So it wasn't just me then. I mean, that's amazing at Silverstone. Irrespective of what you're in.
Eduardo and going for it with Reese Miller.
Side by side coming into Brooklands once again. Yeah, the VEC Ferrari's given the room there. Or he missed his braking point. I think Reese Miller realised that one was done.
Yeah.
And has let Reese Miller through. Let Edouard through. And the Kraken is right with him. Or he may opt to not fight Scott too hard. We will see what he's capable of.
Woodford is getting close. 1.1 second. His last lap were 20 thousandths of a second slower than his fastest. Wow. He's up there.
Kademir has got it 1 instant point on the board. Oh, another 2/10 to Woodford's favour there. So the Ford is meaning business. And it's closing in pretty quickly on the top 3. This three-way fight here hasn't really dissipated any. Gorton, Pinsker and Talvar, they're still all pretty even on pace. Is the undercut or overcut particularly strong here? Ooh, McCracken. Did you just look at Riefmuller then?
Yeah.
Big lockup coming into the bits. He's a little early on that, but nothing that unreasonable.
No, it might just be, getting in. You don't have to change your tires per se to get them good again. Maybe if you've pushed a bit too much and they're overheating, here they get a bit down in temperature, and you will get a bit of life back into them. So sometimes it can help just and also just get away from all of the infighting.
Fair enough. Arjun Van Putten and Alex Smith. Arjun Van Putten and John Hallowell with the Pro-Am lead. Still pretty close together. Alex Smith just saw him at the back of the shot there. Oh, what's gone on with Merlin Cooper? He's been passed by Alexander Godefroy. Here's what's happened there. That's the AM lead between Cooper and Yardley. So
that's the serious Porsche versus the laughing.
Yeah, serious Porsche versus the grinning one. So the top 2 of the pros are both Porsches, the top 2 of the AMs are both Porsches, and the top 2 of the Pro-Ams are Ferrari and BMW. Just to remind us, there are actually 2 other marks out there. Well, 3 other marks. There are Fords scattered in there somewhere. There is one, of course, Rod Woodford, as Kademir has a bit of a lag moment there.
I actually thought that the Porsche would be, the Ford would be quite a bit more stronger here compared to what it has shown us.
Still some way to go though. He's still, we're on lap 20 out of a potential 42. As a reminder, it's a timed event, not a lap count. So when that timer hits 0, the checkered flag will wait for whoever is in the lead. At the moment is Mr. Holstein. It's been a while since Christoph has been on the top step. I'm sure he would relish the chance of winning again.
Oh, Woodford is getting close.
He's under a second now.
He's under second.
Yeah, Holstein, not a great lap. I say not a great lap for him at 55.3, but it's still godlike quick. It's just not. It's at 99.94% as opposed to 102%. There's that kind of equivalent. Alex Bennett, despite the fact that he's lagging quite a bit, still on 0 instant points. We don't have many. Actually, we only have, if I'm looking at this right, 3 drivers with 0 on the instant count, which is Holstein, Woodford, and Bennett. As long as I haven't missed anybody. Oh, Edens, Michael Edens, I beg your pardon, is also managed to keep it clean.
Van Putten and Hallowell are getting close for the battle for Pro-Ams as well.
Indeed. How's our AM battle looking? That one's looking pretty strong as well, between Cooper and Yardley. See, how are you supposed to take that seriously? If you look on the gearbox of Cooper, it's just this ever-grinning Porsche. I've always loved it. I smile and laugh at it every time, and so does my young son, actually. When he was sat next to me, he kept kind of poking me and whispering, "Show me the smiling car."
It is a bit funny.
It's a thing to behold.
Yeah, it's.
Ooh, Blasker Vols has actually caught up with the Gorton Pinsker Talbot train. So the Porsche is now going to have a fight with the Fords. Well, the 2 Fords and the Ferrari, I should say. He's going to add a different colour other than green.
Oh. Well, then it's not that one,
No, I don't think so.
Because it was wasteland out there.
Oh, trouble, Daniel Lindholtz. Nope, pit lane for Daniel Lindholtz. And now we are getting to the common pit stop time. Look at Ross Woodford. He's getting ready to really spoil the comrade party, isn't he?
Yeah. But pitting on this specific track is actually not as punishment in compared to other tracks. Because you're cutting, the last couple of corners off when going to the pits. So you're actually, shorting the track a bit.
There's a shorter pit lane loss than...
Yeah, exactly. Compared to other tracks.
We just lost Alan Martins. We have. Alan Martins, his boys car into the pit and disconnected. So he either voluntarily retired his car. That is a shame. Oh no, Sarah again. Sarah Dove, what has happened to you? That tail of that Ford, that's down at Brooklands.
Yeah, I was driving the Ford just at the end of my stint in the league, and it is, yeah.
It's a handful.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a specific lady.
Still no sign of the pit stop from our top runners. We have had a few coming to pits. We've had Riefmuller, Lindholt, Van Dorn, Godeman, Meisner and Nesterowicz. Martins has come in and retired. Unfortunately, there's 2 cars gone from our starting 40, including sadly Martin Swindon didn't take the start. There's Woodford. Oh, that was Matteo Sale Christensen, I believe. We just seen going through the shot. Yeah, he's going to be a lap down fairly soon. He's on 15 on the incident count, so he's got to be careful on the rest of his race.
Hasn't been a specifically good race for him.
No, it hasn't. And he hasn't come into the pit either, so his day's going to be made even worse when he brings his car in. There's the top 3 then, once again. Holstein, Gadamer and Woodford in very close battle.
They have, split up into 2 groups: the championship contenders and the toxic races.
Yes.
That is our 2 groups. They're both just having these, half a second gaps. It's unbelievable.
Well, there I just about had 3 of that toxic train in that shot, along with the top 3 as well. Any of them coming in? No, they're not. Oh, that's Salo Christensen coming in the background of the shot there. What about the next 3? No. What kind of strategy do you tend to employ when you're racing these fine beasts? Do you sort of pick the middle ground, or is it really dependent on the strategy you're running?
Well, I would say I will try as much as possible to go as long as possible, just because you need less fuel put in the car, so that's a shorter stuff.
And you tend to run the longer first step.
I do too. But sometimes, when the back end is just a bit too much asleep, sometimes you have to put a bit early just to get it pretty quickly. We have Kamke in shot here.
Yeah, we do indeed. Stefan Kamke is going to get a whole lot of company. And the grinning Porsche of Chris Yardley has come in from second in the AMS. What's going on with Victor Matthias? Nothing. He is just overtaking Chris. Right up front. What is Gadamer going to do? Is he going to look to split the Porsches, or is he going to jump in the pits? He's not at the moment because he's past the pit lane entrance, but Intermarkers and Beckett to become.
That's the old pit entrance.
It was indeed. Down there at Cox. I was meaning he couldn't pit at the moment I said it, as opposed to anything else. I wasn't meaning he could pit right now. That would be quite... I mean, he can go into that pit if he really wants, but it's not going to serve him.
You actually have to slow down. I have tried it. You need to do the pit speed limiter, but you can't go through.
With a pit lane with no crew in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, safety first.
Yeah, okay.
So Ross Woodford now right under the rear wing of Dominic Gadamer. If Holston's going to push for the win, this will be an opportunity then to have his teammate act as rear gunner against our Pro Championship protagonists. What's the points difference between second and third?
I will have to...
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know the points table off the top of my head.
It's the Formula 1 points. So
okay, so it's 18-15, so it's 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, day. So, yeah, Woodford is going to have a pretty bad day for a 10-point gap to form between Gadamer and Woodford.
Yeah, exactly. I think, if we have learned anything from watching Woodford this season, is that he will not be settling for that P3.
No.
He will be fighting until we have Pro-Ams. Yeah.
And the Pro-Am lead is now in the hands of Arjun van Putten, who's very much on his own. Now, the pit stops can really shake things up. Pontegorvi has brought his car to the pits, not that you can see it from that particular camera. There we go. Jürgen Kleiber brings his car around as well. Michael Eden still very much on his own. The 173 Ferrari. Yep, 5.5 seconds behind Kenny Martinson, 6.1 ahead of the Pro-Am battle with Van Putten. So he's very much minding his own business. All the Conrad Porsches are close again, and Holstein is in, and so is Woodford.
Ooh.
So Gadamer, well, I've seen this many a time that the Conrad Gaming pair don't follow each other in, and that looked like Gorton and Pinsker are in as well. Now there's no kind of pitbot sharing in this. Everyone has their own individual pitbots. That is right, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that depends. Sometimes you can share.
Oh, Gadamer, that's close. That's Alejandro Portagorvi. Oh, don't race him, Alejandro. And he didn't. The Raptor Racing Ferrari got out of the way of that. That could have been awful. Both of them realising what's going on. So, yeah, 2nd to 11th have all come in. So, Holstein, Woodford, Gorton, Pinsker, Talvar, Blaskavals, Bennett, Martinson, Edens, Van Putten, and Schmidt also have come in. So, the only one of the front runners that hasn't is Gadamer.
I do applaud you for your name. That is impressive. I do, I can't say all those names.
I'll go through the names. I've had a fair bit of practice with this lovely crew. Oh wow, most of the field now down to 20th have come in. Actually, Scott McCracken has bucked the trend as well. He's not come in. Oh, that's Alex Bennett coming out. No incident there. So McCracken and the Mayella Ferrari. Oh, now then.
There are a couple of interesting things here, because Holstein might, he's a bit too far ahead of Rushford. Otherwise,
Considering they came in together, that's now 3 seconds apart.
Yeah.
There's a huge gap between Holstein and Woodford. So Woodford he only lost. No, he was 7/10 slower in the stop, but he was 2.5 seconds slower in the pit lane. So he was either very cautious in or very slow out.
Oh, only a second. 18.6 to 19.6. Oh, no, sorry.
No, the pit lane lost. 55.6 to 53.2. So that's where the time has been lost. It's not in the stop, it's the overall pit lane difference. Holstein.
Van Putten got ahead of Hellwell in those pit stop.
Oh, the Sonic Christensen right in the way.
That's good news for him, because if he wins and Gordon Ferrari is not on the podium, we will have a new champion.
A new Pro-Am champion. Very crucial. Sarah Dove leads the way in the Pro-Ams at the moment, but she hasn't pitted yet. And Gadamer did indeed.
How is he leading?
How is who? What? How is
Sarah? No. How is Sarah leading with all of her spins?
I know.
But still.
I know. And Gadamer came out in the lead, so he has he's done the overcut on Holstein. Oh, that's someone getting out of the way. Wasn't sure who that was. Jamie Smith.
That's Smith.
I'm not sure whether he's lost or he's just trying to stay out of the way, but that's a very unusual route.
I think he's trying to give a bit of space.
Very much so. McCracken's in, along with
Sarah's in.
Yeah, so that's everybody has been through the pits at least once. And Sarah has seen the pit lane twice, which is a bit of a shame. That was the problems he had earlier on. So wow, look at the varying pit strategy we had. Dominic Gadamer has got 1.2 seconds over his teammate, and he was only 0.02 of a second quicker in the pit lane overall. So that's been the additional lap. That's where the difference between Gadamer and Holstein's come from.
Yeah. He has done, he was staying just right behind there to just save that amount of fuel so he could do that one more lap. Which is, crucial. Yeah.
Because the fuel tanks are fairly limited. It's 40-odd% or 50%, isn't it, or something like that?
No, it's a lot more. I think it's 80%.
Oh, is it? I know that there was discussion on what they were going to limit the tanks to next season. Right?
Yeah.
What I'm thinking of there. But you won't go much further than half a race current on the fuel tank at the moment.
Well, at the moment you're doing 2/3 of the race.
You wouldn't do a whole race with one tank.
Oh no! Well, no. I think the amount of fuel saving that you have to do is ridiculous.
It mitigates the advantage you might get.
Yeah, because you have to fuel save for what will effectively be for half an hour, which would be maybe 13 laps. You have to extend the stint with. No, it's. I would say it's unreasonable. Yeah, I think we have done it once.
I know someone has done a zero stop before, but it was several seasons ago. Oh, Simon Christensen's in a bit of a fight. Right. Oh, that's Craig Dancy that's trying to get through some back markers there. He's in 13th. And really working hard to go through. Alex Schmidt right behind him. That's the green Porsche. That yellow Porsche there is Dennis Meisner for Wraith Energy. He will have to let the Ford go. He's not forced to jump off the road. He just needs to be sensible about how he does it. There he goes, bleeds out of the throttle before they get a village. Nicely done. So this is going to be interesting. Woodford third, Gadamer first rather, is a 10-point gap. And at the moment, there is points for fastest lap, I believe. There's 1 point for fastest lap, isn't there? Mr. Domino.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was just because we got this amazing thing from Wycombs with all of the different things, and it's just like 3 pages long of just things.
There's a lot of different combinations that Mr. Holstein went through. Every single connotation you could think of.
Yeah.
But Gadamer would score 11 points more than Woodford right now. Do they not have all the drop weeks been applied?
I think so.
That's another thing that really often throws a spanner in the works.
But how many incident points have?
Oh, good point. Yes, Holstein and Woodford both have 0, so they would actually. Ross is still in the driving seat at the moment because he would gain a bonus 2 points. Whereas Dominic Gadamer would gain.
I think it's 3 points.
Bonus 3 points. Yes, big pardon.
Yeah.
Whereas Dominic would get an additional 1 point, or I think it's just 1 point for having a single instant point. Ooh, it's very close. It's very, very close.
We have to sit here and think,
But considering how much... Oh, trouble-free Blaskovals! He's out! Jorge Blaskovals is out of the race. What has happened here?
That's all on his own.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Oh, that's a little bit too much pace through farm. Not enough traction and into the wall. He is out. Huge incident there. Sam sees a Blaskovals race come to a very spectacular end.
I think that's going to leave it then.
Yeah.
Just a small one.
Jamie Smith has had another problem. He's in the pits again. And he's on 19 incident points as well, so he may opt to kind of not reappear.
Yes, I think after his example of how to give a lot of space,
yes.
I think he decided to say, not today,
Which is fair enough. I mean, you've got Sarah Christensen and Meisner on 18 incident points. Sarah Dobson 16, Mitch is on 18, so he's got to be careful as well. So this is a rather incident point heavy track, but you were saying earlier that some of the track limits are really brutal.
Yeah, but sometimes you get the slowdowns, but I think it's especially through Beckett's. you tend to try and cut it quite aggressively, and it's easy to get an incident point, and especially also through Abbey, it's easy to get incident points. Just due to you're trying to really push it, and with these cars you are so much on the limit every single time you're going through those corners.
It's very easy to go horribly wrong, as Pontegorby and Brunfield are very close together. And just as we cut to them, they were pretty much swapping position, and Brunfield wants to try and get past before he gets into maggots. That's exceedingly brave to do it, but Pontegorby was very, very cautious coming through Woodcote. So Brunfield really did have the run on him, but nowhere to use that additional pace. He wants to really trying to make a move into Stowe, I would have thought, but he's got a little bit of a gap now between the two. There's Sarah down in the background of the shot. No, Brunfield's not going to make a move from there. No, that one's going to continue as it was. Our Pro-Am lead is still in the hands of Arjen van Putten, now 3.6 ahead of John Halliwell. Again, since the pit stop, so all of our fights have really shaken up.
Yeah,
no more.
Merlin has also lost the lead to Chris Yardley with quite a margin, actually.
I don't entirely know how that happened, because Chris Yardley, there he is in 18th overall. And that's Dennis Meisner in the yellow Porsche. But Merlin Cooper is about 5 seconds down the road. Merlin was slightly ahead, I believe, of Yardley beforehand.
And he's getting into the grip of Daniel Lindholt, who wanna, get a bit of a position to just make sure that he can be into the fight with the championship.
Again, Pinsker and Talvar, they've been sparring all race long. That scrap is well and truly over. There's 3.6 seconds between them, but Pinsker is still keeping Andy Gorton company.
I think if you're gonna ask Pinsker if you want to know what is standing on behind of that Andy Gordon car, you would just have to ask Pinsker. I think you've been there for the whole race today.
Being asked for the instant point update on the championship contenders. So Dominic Gaydemer is on 1, and Ross Woodford is on 0. So he still stands to gain the maximum championship points there. Godefroy is on 6 incident points at the moment. He is currently 5th in the Pro-Ams.
Yeah.
Van Putten leads the Pro-Ams with only 2 incident points on the board, so he is in very good shape at the moment. And Yardley is on 8 incident points and leads the AMs over Merlin Cooper, who has 9 incident points on the board. Wasn't Lindholt was the championship contender for Ram, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he needs to outscore
win,
Yardley.
doesn't he? Yeah. So, that was deep for Cooper. Oh, is Lindholt going to try and draw alongside, coming into the loop? No, not quite. But that's going to give Lindholt a hell of a run on Merlin. There he goes. That's surely going to be advantage Lindholt by the time they get up into Brooklands. Yeah, there he goes. Daniel Lindholt moves into 2nd, then in the AMs. He's on 4 incident points, but that's Dennis Meisner getting out of the way. And he's quite some distance behind. He's 6 seconds behind Yardley, and he needs to go ahead of him. So at the moment, the AMs look set, the Pro-Ams look set. The Pros could go absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, we're sitting here not knowing who is going to be champion. Nope. It's just
22 odd minutes to wait. Yeah, interesting. Ross was not as quick that time around. 56.0 on the board for him. There's 55.5s for both Porsches ahead. There's Andy Gorton, who gained 0.3 on Ross last time. So what Gaydemer wants is for Ross to be swallowed up by these two.
Yeah,
that would really change the entire championship for the pro category. But we'll see with how many issues we've seen so far from other drivers. You just cannot call it whatsoever.
The question is if Woodford is thinking, I just need to be here and gaining those 3 points, for not getting any incident points. And that is actually at the moment maybe getting him, settled in a bit too much, where he's just gonna lose that advantage.
He could get a bit complacent.
Yeah.
We'll see. Oh, wow. 2 Porsches side by side. That is Moraine and Macios side by side. Hyperion Racing Porsche does not want to let that go, even though Moraine's in the pro category. He goes wandering off the road at Aintree. Wow.
And Dancy has just taken P2 in class over Hallowell.
He has. Yeah, Hallowell. John Hallowell fallen to 3rd in class, 12th overall. I thought we'd lost him here for a minute there, but he just lagged. They keep catching me out doing that. So yeah, Craig Dancy, what incredible pace he's shown.
Are we going to see him win this race in class?
If he does, he deserves it. My God, if he wins the class, he would absolutely deserve the win, considering he span on lap 1 or 2. I don't think anybody would take that away from him.
I was looking, I was like, that's quite high, that's Craig Dancy, but that was P2. It's like,
yeah.
What? Where did that happen?
He's just been on fire all those long. Well, the gap up top seems to have stabilised between the 2 Comrade Gaming Porsches. Oh, who was that that was parked? Oh, Philippe Gaillard. Look at them. Oh, that is not a happy Ferrari. Look at the state of the rear wing on that. He's had that all race long, I'm pretty sure. The only reason he was parked, he was letting people through. So, doing the right thing there. I would imagine, exactly as you say, Nick, that now both of the Comrade Gaming Porsches have got an incident point on the board. Oof, indeed. So Woodford is probably just doing what he has to do, but he can't afford to, as you say, get too complacent. He could lose too much time to the 2 ahead, but I think if he started to get in danger of being overtaken by them, he would just wiggle the big toe on the right foot a little bit more. He's really got the pace. Unless, of course, he makes a mistake. So
or unless that he has really been using that much more tire to actually try and catch the Comrade pair. This could happen as well.
Absolutely good. Oh, that's a Renault Luke. Decides they're going to move on Daniel Lindholt for 22nd. Lindholt wasn't interested in that one. Again, there was no reason for him to beat Luke in the Pro-Ams, Lindholt in the Pros, but in doing so, that's allowed Merlin Cooper to get right. Oh, look at that. You could almost, from a distance, you could almost think that Cooper's livery is very similar to the Hyperion pair ahead of him.
Yeah.
And we've got Rick Van Dorn behind him. He's had a pretty abysmal race by his standards. Bear in mind, he's usually up with James Pinsker. What's going on with Alex Bennett? Nothing's going on with Alex Bennett.
He had the incident with Sarah Dubb, right?
He did.
Yeah, that's why he got punted.
Amazingly, we haven't. I think so. Yes, he did. As I think Sarah lost it and unfortunately collected it. We haven't had anybody disqualified for the incident. Amazing.
No. I will say, even though this track is harsh into the limit, this wouldn't be one of the tracks where it's like, that's gonna happen. Sanders and McCracken. Both off tracks, and Eduardo just overtook both.
Oh, wow. As McCracken's gone for the move, he's tangled up with the 262 car, I think. That's, Roberti Eduardo. There he goes, and bang. Oh, Eduardo tried to turn in, and McCracken was there. He's then recovered. I beg your pardon, it's Roberti Eduardo is ahead of him. It was Jake Sanders who tangled with. Roberti Eduardo has actually capitalised on overtaking both of them.
Yeah.
And remains ahead of them as well. So,
for now.
Why did McCracken jump out of the way? That's McCracken saying, "Yep, that's my fault." And he's let Sanders through. It's rather sporting.
I think so as well. Yeah.
That's very sporting of him. Oh, Pinsker and Corton still very close. Pinsker making a move into Vale, is he? No, he's too far back. He jumped onto the inside line but couldn't get the momentum he needed to fly past the Ferrari. He could probably draw that car from memory. He's been stuck behind it somehow. They'll be haunting
and
him.
Woodford will be saying, just keep on fighting, guys. Keep on fighting. I don't want to get into that toxic waste.
Not very much so. Let's check in with who we've got where. So Gadamer leading the way by 1.3 seconds, near enough from Holstein. There's a back marker that looks like Kodeman to me. That is indeed Martin Kodeman, the diesel race team Ferrari. Third is Ross Woodford, exactly where he needs to be, 0 on the incident count. Only 3 cars with that to their name, which Ross is one of. Andy Gorson in 4th. Lost some time on Woodford. Woodford matched Holstein and Gadamer to the 10th of a second. The top 3 getting 155.7 on their last lap. Very nicely done. Pinsker chases Andy Gorton, as he has done pretty much all race long. 5 seconds back now is Reynard Talvar, who was right up with James before the pit stops happened, but unfortunately not able to continue the pace. For a brief moment, Alex Bennett was showing as being 88,000 miles per hour backwards. Kilometers an hour, I beg your pardon, and need to use the correct unit. I think that's fair to say he lagged at that moment. He's been on his own for quite a long time in the 7th position. Canute, much the same story with him. He's been pretty much on his own in 8th, as well as Michael Edens, involved in some early scraps, but has remained 0 on the incident count, along with Bennett and Woodford. Van Booten leads our Pro-Am category and is inside the top 10, but he is being chased, and he is being chased hard by Craig Dancy. Craig with that early spin, he's on 13 on the incident count, but is still gaining quick enough.
Oh my
gonna be
God,
tight.
he's getting close.
Well, has he got enough time to close in at that rate? It's going to be close. He could possibly do it. John Halliwell, 3rd in the Pro-Am area, 12 overall in the Venom Ferrari. And it is Alex Smith, wall rider from the practice session, and it is Godefroy. Oh, never mind. Oh, that's Pinsker and Gorton side by side coming through Aintree. Let's catch up with that as it started. So this is coming into Village. Oh, has James gone for a... Yeah, he's gone and sent it into the loop. And he's then gotten a brilliant drive as he's come through Aintree.
And they're still side by side. And Pinsker just tried to put Gordon a bit off the track, just squeezing him a bit.
So through all that, Andy Gordon has come back him into 4th. Wow. So they were side by side for a good half the lap there. But Pinsker not able to make it stick. Wow. And now the Porsches are very close once again. Holstein wants the win. I mean, they've been a little bit disrupted by back markers, because you have just seen Jürgen Kleiber and Stefan Kamke, there they are in the Porsche and Ferrari respectively. And also Ross Woodford is going to be having to work his way through it. There is Arjen Kodeman. He's just gone past, and he's got another 2 back markers there.
And Andy Gordon is thinking, oh yes, back markers, please.
Just what I need. That's the view from James Pinsker's bonnet. So he's still keeping the pressure on Gorton. With 12 minutes remaining. I forgot where we got to now with all that excitement going on. Arjen Van Putten being chased by Craig Dancy, just a couple of seconds between them. There they are in that shot. And then it is Halliwell 3rd in the class. Alex Smith 4th. They're not too far apart. Very much on his own is Alexander Godefroy in 14th. Scott McCracken. This has been a day of damage limitation for the Mayella Ferrari. Jake Sanders in 16th. Chris Yardley, our AM leader, and AM leader by quite some distance from Daniel Lindholm, by 7 seconds between the two. There is Reith Muller in 18th. Silver Moraine, the two VEC cars. Moraine's wiggling for some reason. There's Roberto Abad, the SRC Ferrari. And Martios is in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's a slowdown.
Did look like it. Lindholt and Renault Luke have gone past him. Whoa, that's Daniel Lindholt exploring the extremities of Stowe Corner. Rick Van Dorn is right behind them, not where we normally expect to see him. Merlin Cooper was fighting for the AM lead, but it's all gone fairly wrong for him in the tail end of the race. There is a very rearranged Ferrari of Lynch.
This is one of the days of me just calling it.
Yeah.
You know? Yep.
You did.
Have you seen Craig Dancy now?
Where is he?
He's within
1.4.
1.4.
He gained another 6/10 on Arjen van Putten that lap alone. But he's got 10 minutes to close in on that bright green BMW ahead of him. At that rate, he'll do it. At that rate, he will do it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ooh, he was very wide there. Did he get an incident there?
He's on
What is he up
14.
to? Yeah, he did get one there.
Ooh, he's been pushing that hard. He's really running the risk of being disqualified. That did cost him a little bit. The two Porsches, the two Comrade Gaming Porsches, are teetering on being under a second apart.
Penske and Gordon is very close at the moment. Oh, he's going for it.
Oh,
Contact,
no! Contact between the two as the Ferrari's gone very, very wide and then nearly loses it on the exit of the loop. Penske is now up into fourth. And that's, yeah, I'm not surprised. Gorton Flash-Malite was not happy about that. But Gorton was weirdly cautious coming into the loop there. I think he was probably trying to think about how he was going to get through the back markers. And I genuinely think that caught James out because he was just very, as I say, it was unusually slow coming into the loop. So unfortunate, but that has unfortunately happened.
Yeah, let's see if anything is gonna change there.
Oh, Reith Millat, sorry to cut you off there. He's wide with the ring. Oh, that's a three-way scrap. That's all for position. Albeit Silver Moraine in the pro class, the lead. And they're all VEC, I think. Oh no, Edouard isn't, so two of them are VEC.
No, yeah.
Oh, Edouard very deep coming through Abbey. It's a weird sentence to say. Apologies to anyone called Abbey. Into the loop once again. And Moraine looks like he's got the nice base. Oh, Penske and Gorton are still very close. Oh, trouble for Victor Matias. Trouble for the 204 Porsche. Whoa, my goodness me, that all went wrong at the village, it looks like. What has he done here? Ah, a little bit too eager on the loud pedal, and off he goes. Yeah, very wise. He just stamps on the anchors to get the car back under control. That drops him down to 25th position. Ross is now pretty much on his own, but he's crucially 4.2 ahead of Andy Gorton.
And Dancy is within a second now.
He is indeed.
He's within a second. This is damn, what a drive.
Yeah.
What a drive.
Oh, Andy Gorton's in trouble. No, he's not. He's side by side with Penske again. Oh my goodness me.
And there's lap traffic, Oh, Kamke, get away.
Oh, Stefan is damned if he doesn't, damned if he doesn't. There's so impact between the Ford and the Ferrari. What's going to happen here? Can Gorton box in? James goes on the inside of Luffield. Can he get the move done? Can James get the drive he needs? Who's going to win out? The Ferrari of Andy Gorton has got a terrific drive on the exit of Luffield and managed to allow Stefan Kamke all in the process of the same move. And he's immediately gone defensive before he gets the Cox and an impact again between the two. Andy Gorton is on 19 incident points. He can't afford to do that too many times. Oh my goodness! Into Maggins and Beckett once again. Oh, wow. Again, Craig Dancy, half a second now, separates himself. And the Pro-Am Championship, bearing in mind that's the top two in the Pro-Ams, isn't it? Dancy and Van Putten.
No, Dancy is not in the battle, but Van Putten needs to win this one.
He does. And Dancy is looking to deny him that particular win. What a great scrap there. And here we go again. Gorton and Penske coming down to Vale with, that is Jürgen Kleiber in the red Porsche. Oh, that's put Gorton off slightly. Can Penske get the drive he needs? Through club. Just 6 minutes to go, and the red Porsche's having nothing to do with that whatsoever. He does not want to be anywhere near it.
Get away.
Yeah. Just, that's where the meme of nope comes into it. Oh, big move coming into Village. I thought Penske was lining up for that, and he's managed to get it done clean. Oh, wow, and shuts the door very firmly on Andy Gorton. Andy wasn't expecting the Ford to stay so much on the inside line, and back up into fourth. goes James Pinsker and immediately jumps from the defensive line, coming up to Brooklands. This isn't done at all. Returns to the racing line, and Gorton can't decide. Gordon couldn't decide which way to go, but Andy Gorton, as a reminder, he's on 19 incident points, one minor little tap. Doesn't matter whose fault it is, and he will be gone from this race.
I don't think he's caring. I don't think he's caring. He just want to get ahead of that Ford now.
All or nothing, feast or famine between the two as they come through Cops once again. Who is going to win out of this one? They've still got another 5 minutes to decide. Well, 5 minutes until the checker flag comes out, and then they've got to decide who's going to come out on that one. Whilst Ross Woodford is just minding his own business. That's given him 6.5 seconds over this battle. He's 4.1 behind Holstein. He doesn't need to do anything else. If he remains where he is, he will take the Pro Championship due to the bonus points he gets from 0 incidents on the board. Gadamer has 1, so that Gadamer will be kicking himself for that. He would have got 2 or 3 for the 0 incident and 1 for the fastest lap, but I suspect if that was the case, Ross would probably be pushing a lot harder.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think he's... Well, he can't see it, in theory.
Well, there are additional things you can get for iRacing to see others' incident points, is there not?
No, I do believe that you actually have to be...
you have to be the admin
to be able to see it.
And there are
just so you can't say, oh, he is, closed.
I see. I couldn't remember. Never being a driver, I can never remember these things. So, as we enter the dying stage of lap 40 of a potential 42, no more than 3 laps remain here at Silverstone for Season 8 of what's been a fantastic race, but an amazing season as well of GTE Racing. Gorton is now 0.8 of a second behind Pinsker. As you can see, can James finally break away from the Ferrari? We will see. I mean, Andy won the first race he joined us with, didn't he? He appeared and won straight away.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was an amazing race to see. There is Talvar behind them. He's had a great ringside seat for some amazing fighting. Oh, Holstein! Holstein's made a mistake.
No.
Yeah, he's dropped it. He dropped it at Cops. That's Woodford now up into second.
You said if he's gonna play the team game,
well,
he's
that went
definitely
wrong.
not done that right there.
Yeah. Because that's now put him on 3 incident points. There goes Woodford. And Ross
also with Woodford at P2, that has sealed that championship right there.
Very much so, with only just over 2.5 minutes remaining. Gadamer has done everything he possibly could. He did everything right. And it is not going to go his way, unfortunately, if it remains the way it is. Oh, there's another fight. There's another scrap. Riesmuller, Edouard, Lindholt, Van Dorn. And there, right at the bottom of that shot, was Luke and Cooper, I think. And Renault Luke's actually slowed down to let Cooper go, I think. Or he just didn't fancy trying to stick that hard to the inside line coming into Brooklands. Oh, wow. What an incredible race this has been. Whilst everything else has been going on, Chris Hardley leads the AMs. But amazingly, Dancy, considering how quickly he reeled in Van Putten, is still behind him.
Yeah, well, that BMW is, quite big.
That's someone coming into the pits there. Look at one of the VEC. Oh, Cam Keith had trouble. He's in the pits.
No, that's sad.
That's Philippe Gaillard that's brought his car in. So we still have so much fighting to do. 1.5 minutes remain. Gadamer with 1 on the incident count as a reminder. Ross Woodford with 0. That's pretty academic. Where finishing where they are. Ross had to be 3rd or lower, at least, basically, for the points gap to be where it needs to be. It doesn't mean he won't drop it. He's just in a very comfortable position. He doesn't have to push. Pinsker is now 1.2 ahead of... Actually, James Pinsker could. If Holstein can't recover quick enough, Pinsker could nick that 3rd position.
Yeah, that would not be good, especially now for the team championship, where they only were leading by 1 point.
Indeed, that was Philippe Gaillard, who we saw parked at the end of the pit lane exit because he wants this pack to come past him. There's Edouard and Riesmuller since we last looked at them at swap round. Oh, that is close. And Stefan Kamke has retired his car. That's a shame. Not how he wanted to. Ooh! Well, the Van Dorn and Lindholt getting a little bit lively. Right behind. Oh, Yardley! Chris Yardley, the grinning Porsche, has gone wrong for him. What has he done? And there we saw Sarah Dove do exactly that same thing on the exit of Brooklands.
But he's still keeping his position.
Yeah, in the amps. He has indeed.
Yeah.
Dancy is still behind Arjen van Putten. The checkered flag is out. And there is Gaydemer coming past, or thinking about coming past Alejandro Portacorvi, with Sarah Dove right ahead of them. Or he might just sit there. He might. I mean, he's 4 seconds ahead of Woodford, but he knows that Woodford's not likely to push the Cats, his particular pack. He's just putting unnecessary risk on him.
I think he's thinking that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
When he saw that he's right there, I think that was like, man.
Oh, great big scrap here in the mid-pack. That's Riesman. That's I think he's had a slowdown or something, because Van Dorn and Cooper have gone past him. There's Edouard, who he was on the back of last time we looked. So that scrap continues to go on. Dancy still behind Arjen van Putten by 0.4 of a second. Arjen doing everything he needs to do. And that's Portacorvi.
Huh? Go on.
Portacorvi that's let Dominic Gaydemer through. And Ross Woodford is still behind the Ferrari, but needs do no more.
I think Van Putten have just saved a bit of tires just to be ready here at the end.
Well, what a way to see out a season, an incredible season. Dominic Gaydemer is going to take the win here at Silverstone, but the Pro Championship is going to go to Ross Woodford. Save for any stewards' inquiries, but I can't see there'd be any. Ross was absolutely clean and perfect in this race. Holstein will round out the Pro podium. Pinsker couldn't quite get there, but a valiant effort nonetheless. Oh, here comes Van Putten and Dancy for the Pro-Am win. Oh, Dancy did what he could. Now the only chance he's realistically got to get a decent drive and just banzai it into Vale. Van Putten doesn't defend the inside line, and Dancy's too far back. Unless Van Putten gets us all wrong, which of course he doesn't. Your winner of the Pro-Am category is going to be Arjen van Putten for Team Tepper-Ram. Nicely done. Craig Dancy chases him home in second. It's actually going to be John Halliwell that rounds out the podium for the Pro-Ams. Chris Yardley still leading the way in the AM category. Daniel Lindholt, closed in due to that half spin from Yardley, but is still 5 seconds down the road. That at the background to the Derby of Ard. And Lindholt has made a mistake, or he just let Rick Van Dorn through.
Yeah,
so
he might have.
So your winner of the AM category is going to be the Hyperion Racing 393, the grinning Porsche of Chris Yardley. Second is going to be Daniel Lindholt. There he is, chased home by Merlin Cooper. Oh, wow, what a race we have seen.
That was, that was it's like, what?
Yeah,
they every time you're thinking, well, this is just gonna...
Reith Miller's run out of fuel.
Ooh!
Reith Miller has no engine running. You are not going to make it from there, sir.
Oh, yes, he is.
You reckon?
Yeah.
It's gonna be tight. Ooh, that's down to 50 kilometers.
No problem.
He'll do it. There it is.
David.
Yeah, he did it. You were quite right. Called it once again. So Sebastian Reith Miller rolls across the line. No fuel in the tank. Oh my goodness. So then, to confirm, Dominic Gaydemer takes the win. Ross Woodford second. And then Holstein, Pinsker, Gorton, Talvar, Bennett, Martinson, Edens, Van Putten taking the Pro-Am win just from Dancy, Halliwell, Schmidt, McCracken, Godefroy, Sanders, Moraine, Yardley taking the AM win, Edouard, Van Dorn, Lindholt, Cooper, Luke, Matthias, McNinch, Brumfield, Dove, Reithmuller, Pontecorvi, Kleiber, Kodeman, Guyard, Meisner, Sala Christensen, Nesterowicz, Kamke. Those that didn't see the flag were Vol, Smith, Martins, and Sluman sadly not taking the start. Oh, wow.
That
What
was,
a finish.
yeah, what a finish.
Well, we certainly will be having any driver that... Well, I was just about to say any driver that wants to make themselves known and have a chat to us. They certainly can. And what do you know? They did. We have several people. Who do you choose, Mr. Domino? Who should we chat to first?
Let's have a... Well, I don't have... I gave you the list of drivers.
You did. You're very kind to put that list together.
Who is nobody?
That's Mr. Woodford.
Let's have our champion in here.
Our pro champion, Mr. Ross Woodford.
Oh, whew, that was a very sweaty race.
Congratulations, sir. Well done.
Yeah, it's been a great season. I've had numerous attempts to throw this away at different races, but I finally got the job done here, and that's all that matters in the end.
What was your modus operandi? What was your thoughts coming into it? Was it just were you really pushing for the win because it really looked like it in the early parts, or were you just keeping your eye on the instant count and thinking, I just need to be where I need to be?
In these situations, obviously, you're doing the math in your head while you're driving, and then I had someone in the call that we were in ask how many incidents Dom was on, and when he was on 1, all I had to do was sit in third to stay in no incident points, so I was chilling from there on out, pretty much, trying to drive it.
Chilling, of course.
Cheeky. Using the broadcast as, way of getting data.
Because whoever would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, amazing stuff. It's been great to see the amount of battling and the moves you've done. It's just been fantastic to see. Will we see you back next season?
Yeah, I'm going to miss the first 3 rounds due to Christmas holidays. But
well,
I'll be back for the rest of the season.
Funny you should say that.
Well, funny you should say that, because next season will start January the 6th.
Oh,
we will shorten the season down a bit due to a lot of people having to do Christmas holidays. So,
oh, that's going to help out. I didn't know that. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
See, Ross was actually thinking about he was actually giving everybody a chance, but as it was, he doesn't need to. But the thought was there. That's very gracious of you, Ross.
Exactly. Yeah.
No answer.
I didn't know what to answer to that, to be honest.
Congratulations, Ross. It's been a brilliant season to commentate on, and we really look forward to your championship defence in Season 9.
Thanks. I'll see what I can do, I guess. I don't know if it's going to be this exciting, because I'm going to switch cars, but we'll see.
That could be very exciting.
Best of luck, sir. Who should we chat to next, Mr. Dom?
Well, this time it's your choice, because I had last time. I would say let's have Stefan in very last, maybe.
That's fair enough. Let's have the grinning Porsche. Hello, Mr. Yardley. Hello. Well, firstly, thank you very much for putting the grin on the car after I mentioned that it wasn't there at the beginning of the season. It's always a nice personal thing for me, but you look like you kind of had that in the pocket, and then you decided to go exploring around Brooklands.
Yeah, I learned it's not a good idea to take a drink while going through Brooklands.
Going on a picnic, doing a race, that's not a great idea.
Well, what can I say? That's an unusual decision.
That's true.
So, talk us through it from your side. It looked like you had a fair amount to do, but certainly towards the tail end, you had that in hand. Did it feel that way for you?
Yeah, most of the first part was like stuck behind traffic, and then once I got the pit stop out of the way, it all cleared up. So it was quite an easy run into the end.
Unless you take a drink, of course.
You were just giving everybody else a chance.
Yeah.
Again, very gracious of you. Will we see you back next season?
Yep, I will definitely be back next season.
Will the grin be on the car again?
That could be quite a hard thing to do because I might be picking the BMW next season.
Well, you should, definitely try and get it on there in some sort of way. Otherwise, I know a commentator who will be a slightly bit disappointed.
We will see. But best of luck. Well, great race. Well done, Mr. Yardley. And we look forward to seeing you next season.
Thank you again. It's been a great season.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
It most certainly has. Who should we have next? There's a lot of people that want to have a chat to us.
Should we have Mr. Wycombs just to hear his thoughts about losing his teammate his championship?
Subtle.
Yeah.
Mr. Holstein.
Hello.
Well, it looks like the new equipment is holding up, but sadly that one moment.
Is not.
What happened at Cops? What happened?
Well, I was not under pressure anymore, and then that's when you start, not concentrating anymore.
Being complacent, yeah.
We'd had commented on that very phenomenon earlier in the race, so it was just a simple case of eye off the ball a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Were you gunning? I mean, it looked at the beginning part like you were really gunning for the win and really starting to pull away from Dominic in the early part. Was the win on the cards, or were you looking to play the team game and try and help Comrade get on the top spot, or Dominic get on the top spot?
I mean, I obviously wanted to help Dominic as much as possible, but obviously, in the beginning, and all the time, really, I just tried to drive as fast as possible, and just for the championship's sake, I hoped that he would jump me in the pits, and I really was on the edge with the fuel as well in the end. But I definitely couldn't have driven any faster most of the time, apart from really the last 10 laps where I was, not really trying too much anymore. But that's when my mind slipped, I guess. In the end, I think it didn't matter, but if it would have mattered, and in general, I don't know. Really annoyed with that mistake, to be honest.
Even the greats make mistakes.
I can understand it. King were asking me all the time if you're gonna play the team game, and I was saying to myself, that's not Mr. Holstein's way. If you could have taken that win, you would have, mate.
I mean, if I would not have been jumped in the pits, and he. I mean, it's always difficult to say what you would have done in these kind of situations in the end. But the main target for me really was to help Dominic today.
Okay, yeah.
That was my main target, but not do it in an unfair way. Drive as fast as possible. Gun it in the beginning. See how fast the pace is, and he was keeping up. He was saving fuel. He jumped me in the pits, and get past in the end anymore. So that's how it went.
And what about season 9 for you, Mr. Holstein?
I mean, I've now got new equipment. I'm starting to get used to it. I'm starting to get a bit faster, I think, again. And looking forward to it with hopefully less DNFs and hopefully less second places.
Oh yeah, you have quite a few. I can see here you have 5 second places. 4.
I had 6 finishes this season. 4 of them were second places too. When I finished, it was not too bad.
No, that's true.
Best of luck for next season, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, and congratulations, obviously, championship. Totally deserved.
Very much so. Very gracious of you. And we look forward to seeing you next time around. Right, your turn, Mr. Dom. Who should we have?
No, I chose...
Oh, you did choose Mr. Wycombs. That is very true. Let's have, from our remaining participants, let's have Mr. Smith. Hello, Alex.
Howdy.
Well, firstly, amazing work in managing to lodge your Porsche into the wall during the practice session. That was quite an achievement.
Cheers for that.
Yeah, we were quite, astonished
I was
when
amazed.
Your car were driving on the wheels afterwards.
Yeah, you managed to actually recover it post incident. But you had a lot to do in that race, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I had to only manage to hold my position, basically, to secure the title for my teammate. And I wasn't really under threat to anyone. So, yeah.
So, I mean, was it always the team game you were thinking of, or were you sort of thinking of, if I push this a little bit harder, there'll be a few more points in it? What was your thought?
Well, I mean, I had like F1 2010 flashbacks where Petrov was in third place and holding up Alonso. And yeah, that was basically the thing that we had also discussed in the Discord while we were driving. But yeah.
Oh, goodness me. Well, thoughts for next season, coming back and doing it all over again?
We will see. Yeah, I think it's probably not in my hand at the moment. I will probably know it in around 10 days-ish.
Okay.
I mean, it was great fun. So I'd happily come back if I have the time, but we will see that.
We do
We
hope
would happily have you back.
Absolutely, we would. We do look forward to it if you're able to. Until then, good luck. And, well, I actually haven't been saying Happy Christmas to everybody. That's actually a point. I've forgotten to say that.
That's true.
So happy holidays or happy Christmas, whatever you choose to call it. And we hope you will return to us next time around.
Cheers.
Let's have Mr. Sanders in the box. Hello, Jake.
Hello.
Well, again, you were in quite a few battles throughout the race.
Yeah, about that.
Didn't quite go your way, I think it would be fair to say.
I'm pretty happy overall with the race, considering I gained 16 positions where I qualified. It was qualifying that was the problem. I had a technical issue before qualifying, which kind of hampered any kind of preparation I could have got, and then therefore qualifying. So I ended up starting at the back. So it was just a case of biding my time.
I see. So more damage limitation than anything else.
Basically, yeah. And all things considered, I think P6 in class is a brilliant result from where I was.
But again, it wasn't plain sailing for you, though. I mean, we did sort of catch up with you a few times, and it did look like you had the entire world around you a few times.
Yeah, it was chaos in the midfield, definitely.
It's not easy being driving in the middle of everything.
No, you're watching your mirrors, watching in front. It's relentless, that race.
And will we see you next season?
Yes.
Awesome.
I was kind of hit and miss. I was kind of touch and go between whether I was going to sign up, but because I'd had a really terrible run of form from about Phillip Island to now. But I think after that, yes, you will see me again next season.
Happy to hear it.
Good.
So happy Christmas, and we look forward to seeing you next time around.
Thank you.
Should we have Mr. Gatorman in here?
Yes, I think we should. Mr. Gatorman.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Well, you look like you really had to work for that. That didn't come your way easily.
Well,
Or
what can I say? I mean, I won the race, so.
Well, you absolutely you did, but it did look like. I mean, in the first stint, particularly, it looked like you really had to work hard to chase Christoph. So again, there was thoughts on is Holstein going to try and run off into the distance? What were your thoughts at that point?
Well, it was hard in the fact that I had to try to get the 0x, which is quite a hard task for me. You might know it.
Yeah.
But it was going well in the beginning. But then, I think like 20 minutes in, I got like turn 1 millimeter wrong. Cut it a bit on the inside, so I got the 1x. So that plan went out of the window quite early. But yeah, overall it was a pretty good race. Like, I cannot complain at all about the race. yeah,
Are
I don't have to search the points in this race.
Are you gonna change teammates now? After he has, not completely lost you it, but definitely not helped you winning it.
No, that's not gonna happen. I mean, in the end, it didn't matter. I knew that when it happened in the race, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
No.
So yeah.
Next, will you be with us in season 9?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know when it starts. I've heard
in January.
It might start. Yeah, it might start a bit later.
Yeah.
I cannot really say anything about it yet.
No.
Decide at the time then, I guess.
That's fair enough. Well, have a good Christmas, and we hope you will rejoin us for then.
Well, thanks, guys. Merry Christmas, and congrats to Ross. I don't know if he's still here, but I have to say, a great season from him. Yeah. I mean, great improvement if you look at last season where he was struggling to score points in the pro championship, but now, they dominated some races. So.
Well, only 5 points, dominating.
Yeah, but there were quite a few races where he was just unbeatable for everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was a fun season.
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
See you guys.
Good job, and we'll see you next time around. We'll do one more, I think. I think we'll close out
Stefan.
with Mr. Kamke, indeed.
Bit.
Stefan!
Oh, hello.
Hello. So then, your final race as a coordinator.
Yeah, I killed myself with 3 minutes to go.
We did see you in the pits, which was a shame that the season ended. What happened?
Going into turn 2, the rear got a bit loose, and on braking, the car spun, and I put it in the wall on the left. Car has been iffy there for half the race, and well,
it bit you.
Yeah, 11 minutes repair with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's fine. Just bit of motivation.
Disappointed, yeah. Disappointed that you didn't go out there.
Yeah, but it sums up the season. It wasn't for me.
What's been the highlight of the season for you?
Actually, I think my qualifying at Barcelona, I had pace and was in midfield, and then I died in lap 1. And then Bathurst is always a highlight because it's just my favorite track in the world.
And even though you may be stepping down from the coordinating duties, which again we understand, we very much appreciate all of the effort you've put in to make the league what it is. Will you continue to drive in season 9?
Season 9, probably not. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to move house and things like that, so real life will be busy. But I definitely...
Christmas and moving house in the same vein. Oh, brave boy.
Gotta have fun, huh?
Well, thank you again for all of your efforts throughout the season, through all the seasons you've been involved with, and we do look forward to your return as when real life allows.
It was a pleasure.
And that is going to wrap it up for this season. It's been absolutely amazing to commentate on. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream and indeed throughout the season. A great pleasure to have you along for the ride. Thank you, Domino, for joining me in the commentary box for the last few seasons. And thank you as well for your incredible overlay work that you spend many, many hours working on. It makes a huge difference. So very thankful for you, sir.
Well, no problem. It's great. It has been great fun being in the commentating box for once. It has been very fun.
It's been great. A great pleasure to have you with me, sir.
May I drop just one teaser before we go here for next season?
Please do.
We at the moment are really we have locked down that we are gonna do the races, so it will be 2-stop races next season.
Ooh.
Yes, so that's definitely the works, and then 6th of January, where we will be starting. So those are the big changes for next season.
Are the sign-ups still open?
Well, we haven't opened them yet.
Or are they open yet, I should say?
No, I think we will wait maybe a week, 14 days. but then it will be on.
Keep an eye out on the forums and on the Twitter account, etc., for when that announcement comes out. If you're looking to get involved, you don't necessarily have to be the top of the tree with Mr. Woodford, but everybody has to start somewhere. You may have crazy people like me and Dom shouting about your on-track antics. Thank you very much to our sponsors. Without you guys, AOR would not continue to grow. That is it for this season. It will return in the new year, but there's plenty of other things going on in between then and now, so do check back with us then. Thank you very much, and good night.